Now to a follow-up on a well-known New Orleans recording artist, McKinley Phipps Jr., who is known for his lyricism and his infectious personality. The world didn't hear much from him for over 2 decades as he battled a manslaughter conviction in connection with a nightclub shooting in 2000, the crime he says he did not commit. Governor Edwards granted him clemency and the parole board approved his release. What you're about to watch tonight is a never-before-seen interview between Mac and I as he reflects on his past and looks forward to the future as a free man.
Yeah, let's go. I said, who's your favorite rapper? You really got skills.
Those things are what I've been enjoying the most. Me and my wife, we go walking every morning just to kind of decompress and just take everything in. So, I really just enjoy just being free, to be honest.
Freedom has a whole new meaning for McKinley Phipps. The New Orleanian enjoys spending time with his family and friends, something he hasn't been able to do for over 20 years.
The hope that I would get out tomorrow is what kept me going.
Phipps spent the last 2 decades between prison walls, convicted of a murder that he says he did not commit. Back in 2000, Phipps, better known as Mac, was signed to No Limit Records and successfully releasing new music. Playfully known as the Nas of the South, his style and stage presence was taking him everywhere, from big stages to smaller venues. Before performing at a small club in Slidell in February of that year, a fight broke out inside, and someone shot and killed 19-year-old Baron Victor Jr. Despite the lack of evidence linking Phipps to the shooting, he was arrested for the crime and convicted of manslaughter, set to serve over 20 years in prison. He maintained his innocence. As the years passed, Mac and his family members were always hopeful that one day he'd be free. Since his conviction, witnesses in the case have recanted their statements.
Mr. Phipps, your early release has been granted.
In 2021, Phipps was finally recommended for clemency by Governor John Bel Edwards, and it was granted by the parole board. Clemency keeps Mac on parole for the next decade.
Exoneration was always my goal, and still is. I always wanted to not only prove to the court system, but to prove to the victim's family. I've always wanted to prove to them that I didn't kill their son.
Mac has been taking advantage of his freedom, connecting with those who need him most.
Spending time with my wife, with my kids. Me and my son are reestablishing our relationship because when I left, he wasn't born yet. So those things are what I've been enjoying the most.
He also enjoys creating music again. He's performed his hit-making songs with Master P and other No Limit artists across the country, while creating new tunes as a multi-skilled musician. Mac's become a mentor and speaks to New Orleans youth about making good choices.
I love to see these younger guys learn and be exposed to something new. And, if I can help facilitate that in some way, it's, that's fulfillment for me.
Mac believes the decades spent in prison were part of a greater purpose. He uses his talents and his voice to speak for those who are often silenced in the broken judicial system, calling for better crime investigations. His message to those in the struggle: don't give up.
I would say keep fighting, keep being creative with your strategies to get your relief. And I would say to their family members, keep supporting them, because the hope that I would get out tomorrow is what kept me going.
Mac's influence reaches deep into the rap community, especially here in New Orleans. He shares special connections with the best of them, including recording artist D1. The rapper actually met Mac for the first time when he was a college student doing mission work in prisons in South Louisiana. He shared his love for music with Mac, and the connection has been solid ever since.
Mac is not a person to sit still and just be idle. He's gonna make an impact wherever he goes. So I'm just glad that he gets to use his voice and his talents for the purpose that he knows is going to make this world a better place.